Hello everybody, this is Lara with your Monday to Friday update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. If something really volatile happens on the weekend, I may provide a really quick update on a Saturday or Sunday as well, like I did last week. Today Bitcoin's having a little bit of an upward day, but it's pretty weak range and weak volume, and it's 2:45 in the afternoon, so if we're going to see an increase in volume today beyond yesterday, we probably should have seen it by now, and it's not happening. So this little upward session so far for Friday 8th of December looks like potentially a counter trend movement within a little pullback that may continue a bit lower. And if it does continue lower early next week, or on the weekend, I'd expect support now at 41,100. If that is broken, I would expect final support now at 38,500. That was really strong resistance and it held for weeks. It was broken through closed above on the 1st of December, prices moving up and away. So we could get a deeper pullback of support to test 38,500, but I might not get there. It may only get down to about 41,100 if it gets that low. The bias is to the upside, and my Elliott Wave counts for Ethereum and XRP. I can't share Bitcoin with you, but I'm sharing the other two, and they're pretty similar. It's seeing a huge third wave in a relatively early stage, so I'm just going to remind you again, if my analysis for these three is going to be wrong in coming weeks and months, it's going to be expecting a pullback or consolidation that just might not come. Look out for surprises to the upside as a huge, strong third wave starts to really gain momentum. I'm expecting an increase in momentum, push from volume, and increase in volatility and range in coming months. Volume today, though, really isn't supporting upward movement, so I expect next week, or maybe on the weekend, we're going to get a little bit more downward movement. For Bitcoin, ADX still tells us there's an upward trend in place. It's not always going to move in a straight line, though. There's going to be pullbacks and consolidations along the way, and I expect over the next few days, we're probably going to see a little pullback. A shorter term bearish divergence, but like I said yesterday, I prefer to look at these peaks when they're closer together. I will consider this bearish divergence. It does point to the possibility of a sharper, deeper pullback though. With the upward trend, money flow isn't overbought, but RSI is overbought. So with the trend extreme and RSI overbought, we could be seeing a sharper pullback. 38,500, I expect if we do see a sharper pullback, that's probably where it's going to end. Someone's asked me in comments how to identify my support and resistance horizontal lines, so I'm going to show you how I do that using Bitcoin as an example. Look left on the chart. So when I look left on the chart, the strongest support or resistance I see here is probably about 31,000. Draw horizontal lines to sit on as many highs and lows as you can. So I could put it here about 31,000, I could put it a little bit up here, maybe more like 31,500. So 31,000 to 31,500. Probably this is probably a slightly better option here. And then if you can zoom in a little bit more, try and put it on opens and closes on a daily time frame. If you're looking at a higher time frame, weekly or monthly, just look at highs and lows, but for the daily, look at the opens and the closes. Close here at 31,475, and we've got highs here about the same point, so I'm going to change that actually. 31,000, say 450. Looking further left on the chart, we can see some pretty good support here, about 25,000. And looking further left on the chart, I'd probably want to put another line down here. Let's put this on these lows down here. So this is about 15,600. There'd be final support down there. Here's another line that's got some really good tests of support. This line here's got some tests of resistance here, and further again over here, about 24,800. Further left off to the chart, you get the idea. That's how I'm identifying support and resistance. The more tests it has, particularly in an open and closing basis on the daily time frame, the stronger the support or resistance. There are three things that give a line technical significance: the angle of slope, the number of tests, and the duration that it's held. So a line that is horizontal, has many tests, and is long held will have really high technical significance. A line that has a strong slope, few tests, and is short held will have very, very little technical significance, and you're going to have a range of significance in between those two extremes. So I'm using horizontal lines because it's got better technical significance, and I'm looking for the longest held and the most often tested to identify how strong that support or resistance may be. I hope this helps. If you need further clarification, ask me in the comments below and I'll try and do that in the next video. Ethereum, the Elliott Wave count at the daily time frame. I'm not convinced about this minute wave 2 over here. It's just so brief and shallow, isn't it? It could be a little fourth wave correction. We could have something like this. Let's see, we could have, say, maybe a 1-2 down in here, a 3-4 up in here, and my minuet wave 1 may be incomplete. That's also possible. I think I'm going to relabel it like that for today. Minuet 2, when it arrives, may not move beyond the start of 1 below 2019.91, but I'd expect it to find support at the lower edge of this channel. It's worked back here, a little bit of tests here, and a few tests along here. So there's a few tests of that trend line, although again, it's got a bit of a slope, so it doesn't have great technical significance. The bigger picture for Ethereum is extremely bullish, and I did update that Elliott Wave count and go over the monthly charts with targets in yesterday's analysis. So if you want to see a more detailed analysis of this market, go and see yesterday's video. The technical picture for Ethereum, the target from the triangle has been met and passed, so I'll get rid of that. It's hitting resistance today about 24,000. Let's see, look left and see how strong or weak that resistance is. So we've got some tests of support back here in January 2022. We've got some tests of resistance here, July 2021, and back here as well, July 2021. So that resistance about 22,400 is a bit old and it doesn't have that many tests, so it's not that strong, but it is still providing some resistance. If we break through about 2,400, then there's a bit of space above until we hit next resistance, which is about 3,300. Really good to see XRP having a really strong upward session today, the 8th of December. I'd be looking for minor wave 3 now to move beyond the end of 1 above 0.7325, so that the core Elliott Wave rule that says 3 must move beyond the end of 1 is met. As soon as that happens, I'll pull the invalidation point up here to the end of minor 2 at 0.5746, but not yet. Price is moving higher. Next resistance for XRP at 82 cents. Price broke through what was resistance, which was quite well tested at 62 cents, a quick back test of support for the 7th of December, and now on the 8th, price is moving up and away, so that's really good to see. That's really bullish for XRP. It's done so yesterday with push from volume. We cannot draw a conclusion about the 8th of December. It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so there's still a bit of time to go, and it could possibly show stronger volume than the 7th. It doesn't necessarily have to every day, day after day. We saw a decline here and yet price moved higher. It's overall the general trend that we're looking at here. So overall volume is pushing price higher. It doesn't yet have to be stronger than the 12th of November. It may take a little bit of time to get up there. For XRP, the ADX line is now below the positive DX line, but it's still above 15 and above the negative DX line. It looks like it might be getting ready to turn up and indicate an upward trend again. This is a lagging indicator here. It's based on a 14-day average. So if there is an upward trend in place, ADX is going to take a couple of weeks to catch up with that possibility, maybe longer. Price is continuing higher using a model of stochastics plus support and resistance for XRP because there's no clear trend indicated. I'd expect upward movement to continue. Look for resistance at 82 cents and for upward movement to continue along with stochastics continuing properly overbought and maybe moving a little bit further into overbought before the upward swing ends. And we'll see what ADX is telling us if that happens. That's it from me with a quick update for you to end the week for Friday. I hope everyone's looking forward to a lovely weekend.